The masquerade, as a form of entertainment popular in Europe, is believed to have originated from Halloween. On October 31st, so people believed, the souls of the dead would return to haunt them. To scare the evil spirits away, they would extinguish all fires and lights, disguise themselves as demons, and wear masks. It was a custom that eventually evolved into the masquerade. Similar masks, though not worn but painted on the face and designed to scare off not souls but beasts, also existed in the ancient kingdom of Shu. These facial decorations were the origin of the art of face changing, as seen in Sichuan opera. Face changing has little in common with a masquerade. The changes are rapid and accompany the progress in the story and the development of the characters. It's a skillful art that mixes folk culture and stage performance. In our program today, we'll focus on face changing as interpreted by a Chinese artist. Sichuan opera is a key element of Bayou culture, and the centerpiece of Sichuan opera is face changing. Face changing is part of Chinese history and culture. It was one of the first items to be included on the National Intangible Cultural Heritage List. It embodies Chinese values, ways of thinking, imagination, and cultural awareness, as well as the rich life and creativity of the Chinese people. Away from Sichuan opera, there's a Sichuan painter who also practices the art of face changing, but in a different way. And his name is Li. He is a master of the art of face changing in painting. In Sichuan opera, there's more to face changing than makeup. The variations are limitless, and they reveal the inner world of the characters. The technique gives a visual form to invisible and implacable emotions and psychology. In 1980, a portrait of an oil painting was produced. It is called Father. Father marked the beginning of Luo's use of face-changing in fine arts as an interpretation of the complex inner world of China's peasants. It created consternation across a country that had only recently emerged from the Cultural Revolution. The subject of Father is an elderly peasant and former member of the Red Army from the Daba Mountains area. This highly affectionate portrait was produced on a monumental scale using surrealist skills. The subject is a kindly, simple, and industrious but poor peasant. His face is tanned and wrinkled. His hands are coarse. And he's missing several teeth. He's holding a much-used bowl, which contrasts sharply with the wide expanse of richly covered fields behind him. The heavily wrinkled face is not easy to forget. It's filled with human emotion. It's impressive and thought-provoking, but also saddening. The meaning goes much deeper than the subject. The painting represents hundreds of millions of Chinese peasants. It symbolizes them and their labor through many generations. Father depicts a face that has been seen throughout Chinese history. It's the nation's spiritual father.
就我说的那个父亲，其中有一稿，中间的那个画成大的那张画，那个现在没有找到，就是父亲前面一稿的，就是他不是端着碗，端着一个军用水壶，当时想把他的身份明确成一个好像是一个转业的这样一个老队长这样的一个身份，后来这些都取消了，把身份完全不用明确。就是川北的那个农民最常见的这个老农的那种白头巾，这就是最后定稿的那个。
The image of father, which required such laborious efforts to draft, has moved hundreds of millions of people. In 1981, while still at college, he began work on a series of countryside face-changing paintings. The peasants are quite different from how city dwellers might imagine them because they're living in unaffected simplicity rather than rural bliss. The series of countryside face-changing paintings depict a wide range of faces from the Daba Mountains area, including those of old ladies, elderly peasants, girls, and young peasants. Winter Night portrays a face that has apparently been numbed. A countrywoman is feeding her animals in a raging wind, the biting ferocity of which is conveyed by the blue background and withered grass. New Year's Eve depicts the malnourished face of an elderly peasant from the Daba Mountains area. He's counting out his income from the year at his rural credit cooperative. The board, though, is decorated with a rocket, symbolizing the attractions of the outside world, and it fails to draw his attention away from his money. Twisting Hemp depicts a pleasant scene of a girl twisting hemp deftly on her leg. With her are a sleeping infant on her back and a cat on a stool. One cannot help thinking that at her age, a city girl would be enjoying herself without a care in the world. Ages presents the image of a wizened old lady with tangled hair leaning against a weather-beaten doorframe. Though she's still poor, even after a lifetime of labor, she remains seemingly untroubled and reveals an evident deep attachment to life as she observes the cat resting on her knees and the lively chickens at the door in the evening sunshine. It's through such vivid faces the artist not only offers a philosophical interpretation of life, but he also keeps Bayou culture alive. That year, he was 33 years old. These faces from the Daba Mountains lead us back into Luo's childhood. He was born in 1948 in Sichuan, in the suburbs of Chongqing.